all of us in the media like to talk about your streak of completions without an interception. Virginia against Duke, 5 interceptions. How do you manage being cautious against a defense like that without allowing yourself to be too cautious, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just focusing on us and our game plan, and that's, staying aggressive, but at the same time, Virginia does a good job of changing up coverages. They're really disciplined. They don't give you too much. So just, taking what they give you, but also knowing when to take your shots and when to push the ball downfield, I think is really important. But yeah, I mean, I watched the tape, and that's obviously the first game they played this year. But even just all the games from last year too, Virginia does a really good job of they stay disciplined. They don't really have many guys out of place. You can tell they're really well coached and they know what they're doing. So they do a really good job for sure.
Trevor, this is Matt with the State. Did you talk to Chase at all about that game and kind of what he saw and what it was like?
Yeah, we texted a little bit back and forth, not necessarily just about the game, like a little bit about the game, but I might talk to him later this week. Try to call him every once in a while, every couple of weeks. So we'll probably catch up. But no, we hadn't talked in too much detail about it.
Hey, Trevor, it's David Hood. You just look like a different guy through the first couple of games this year than the first, 2 or 3 or 4 last year. In your mind, what is the biggest difference between the Trevor Lawrence that started that Louisville game last year and the Trevor Lawrence that will start against Virginia this year?
I think just having that learning experience of last year, and just kind of figuring out what to do to make me my best, and that's preparation wise, and also just as far as the game plan, what I need to do to be my best and to ultimately put the team in the best position to win. And I've just learned that, this game is a lot more mental than physical. And I think that was the biggest learning experience from last year that I took away. So just this offseason working on just the mental side of the game, but also little things, it's footwork, accuracy, all those things I think have helped me a lot too. But just mentally really knowing what I'm doing and knowing the ins and out of the game plan. And then ultimately just trying, like I said, to take what the defense gives me instead of making things happen, just taking what they give me, letting the game progress, and eventually the big plays come. And I think that's what I've probably done the best job this year of doing, is just, taking the easy ones, taking what's there, and then just letting the big plays happen.
And I know you've answered this before, but again, just kind of staggering your feet when you're back in the shotgun, moving one foot, changing the alignment. How did that help you? How does that help you mechanically? And kind of what prompted that change?
I just thinking about what's the most efficient way to do things, and I just felt like changing that would help me in a few different ways, as far as some quick game stuff, and then just balance in general. So, who knows how much impact that's had? I think maybe a little bit, but I think just this game's so mental. I think it's more that than anything else.
Hey, Trevor, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. We just heard Dabo say that he's very supportive of the social justice stickers you guys have been wearing, but isn't necessarily a fan of political organizations himself. How do you balance wanting to spread the message of, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, that message with, how do you balance wanting to spread that message with the way that some people might view that organization in particular?
Yeah, I think it's understanding. It's understanding the situation, and really, obviously, we're in a unique position as college football players with a voice, but also the world's in a unique situation. So I think just for me personally, I just try to do whatever I can to support my brothers, my friends, my teammates, and support things that I care about. But also, in the same way, I don't want to be tied to any political organization, anything like that. So I think it's just, one, knowing those things, knowing the background of all those things, and then also just making a decision for yourself, not doing something just because other people are doing it or because you feel like you have to. And that's something for me. I want to feel convicted to do something. I don't want to just do it just because it's a trend or just because anyone's doing it. So that's been kind of what I've been asking myself, and really what's the best way I can show my friends, teammates, brothers that I care about them, that I support them, and that I'm with them. So that's the biggest thing. I think, I assume Coach Sweeney is on the same page with that.
Trevor, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. What is it like for you every Sunday when you presumably log onto Twitter and see that you are trending as NFL fan bases across the country are all fighting over you?
I mean, I think I try to ignore it as much as possible. Obviously, if you're on social media at all, you can't help but see some of it. But it's just funny. It's a new team every week, so I don't think there's any real insight of what's going to happen. It's a long season. It's only been 3 games for the NFL. We're in our 3rd game. I mean, you just don't know. But it is kind of interesting seeing, all the stuff that kind of comes to me. It's just kind of funny. But I don't take it too seriously. You can't really. I know in this position you can't really predict where you're going to go, what's going to happen. You just don't know. So all I can do is enjoy my time while I'm here, perform the best I can, and just enjoy where I'm at right now. We'll see. We'll see next year what happens.
I know we probably have asked you this before, so forgive me if I've forgotten. But what was your NFL team growing up?
I wasn't a huge, I guess, NFL fan as far as just I didn't watch it that much when I was a kid. But probably the Falcons is who I rooted for the most, just because that was the home team. All my buddies liked the Falcons, so I probably cheered for them the most. But like I said, I didn't really watch too much NFL growing up.
Trevor, this is Pete at AP. So you tell me that you haven't gotten a lot of talk already about a Georgia guy potentially going to the 0-3 Falcons?
I mean, like I said, I've probably seen all the teams that have been mentioned, but like I said, I mean, it's hard to. That would be cool. That's home for me, obviously, but who knows? Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I think it's more funny than anything. Just because it's so early in the season, seeing people kind of already go into that. But, I mean, I'm just trying to be my best here right now.
Trevor, Dabo had said that, you guys came back healthy and ready to go after these couple of days off. Did you have any worries that you guys wouldn't do what you had to do to stay healthy and safe with people back on campus and the virus out there?
I wouldn't say worries. I mean, I think more so just I guess a little bit of worries just because the whole situation, not because of our team. I think we're really responsible. And if you look at the last, I guess month or so, or even more of our test results, they've been great. I mean, you could probably count on one hand the amount of positives we've had in our team. So it's been really, really good to see how responsible everybody's been. But I think just in general, you're right, having a bye weekend, and everyone is kind of on campus. All the students are here. So you do kind of just worry a little bit of some situations that maybe people can't avoid, and just everyone being careful. So, but we handled it great. The results are really good. So we're happy that, we were responsible and handled it well.
Hey, Trevor, this is Cam Gaskins with ABC Columbia. Kind of going off of that, Coach Sweeney was talking about kind of the added anxiety this season of having 3 tests in 3 different days where he could get a text message saying, hey, these guys are out now. So I'm just curious, as a player, having that additional thing 3 times a week, does that add any anxiety or just any extra nerves going into a game, knowing that, Sunday, Wednesday, or Friday, you could get a positive result from anyone and have to miss a game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely adds more pressure just to be careful and to try not to put yourself in situations. It's hard, with family and friends and all those things, to not be around people. And I don't think that's what you have to do, is just to not see anyone, but you definitely have to limit your exposure to people. So it's, you see someone one day and you're like, okay, I tested negative, then a day later, but then you're like, well, it could still be in my system. Who even knows with this virus, how it responds. So there definitely is a little bit of anxiety on that note, but then also just, you can't afford to take any chances as far as just not being prepared. If you're a number 2 or number 3 guy, you really do have to prepare every week like you're going to be the starter, because you could get the nod on Friday or Saturday morning that you're going to be the starter because someone can't play. So just being prepared, and that's kind of been our message to the whole team, is like, you got to be ready, especially if you're a second team guy, but even a third team guy. I mean, you really have to be ready to play at any notice.
Trevor, did you spend the bye week? Did you watch games, or what did you do? And if so, did anything stand out from watching some of the teams play?
Yeah, I didn't really get to watch like any full games, but I watched a little bit of the Miami the Miami Florida State game. I watched a little bit of Virginia Duke, and then I watched a little bit of Tennessee and South Carolina. But it's just it's always fun when you have a weekend off, just getting to relax and watch other people play and just kind of spectate. It's always fun for me anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, there was some good football. Obviously, you saw some upsets, some fun games, exciting games. The Texas Tech, Mississippi State, LSU, and then I guess Kansas State, Oklahoma. So there was a lot of crazy games this weekend, but things are starting to feel more normal. College football's back. A lot more people are playing. It's been fun.
Hey, Trev, it's Trevor from CUTigers.com again. After a great start for Braden and Davis in the passing game against Wake, no completions to the tight end against the Citadel. Do you think that's more of a product of just maybe a little bit vanilla play calling, or just taking what the defense gives you, or do you expect to see maybe more completions to the tight end this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were pretty, as far as play calling, we were pretty open. We called what we planned on calling, but it was just, sometimes you got to play, and tight end might be the primary receiver, and they play different coverage than you're anticipating, so you got to hit someone else. So I mean, that happened a few times. I think that's where you saw that. It's just, that's just how some games go. Some positions just happen to not get the ball as much as usual, but the guys that did a good job in the run game and in the passing game, just the coverages didn't allow them to get a shot. So, but yeah, I mean, that doesn't really change how we're going to move forward. I think we have a good plan. We had a good plan the past 2 weeks, and we're going to kind of keep rolling with that.